So guys, we've got our second session. We just finished with our first session with Mayuresh talking on wildlife, and we are moving on to our second session, which is with the expert who's going to be talking about catering, about food. Banyan Tree Hospitality, that's his brand. What a beautiful name. It says a lot that his roots are down rooted so well that he stands tall with the brand. And he is going to be speaking to us today about food, catering, and what COVID has done and what are the changes that has happened in his life with the business changes that he's done, as well as how those changes have been brought out right now and how it's being implemented, through touchless, contactless type of deliveries at people's places. Over to you, Kaushik Chheda. Let's listen in from your perspective on what you've been doing during the pandemic and now when things have slowly opened up.
Thank you, Hari. And firstly, Mayuresh, an excellent presentation. I really enjoyed the picture quality and everything that you do. A big fan.
Thank you very much.
Would be starting to follow you as a personal interest a lot in
Yes.
photography as well. Thank you so much.
Sure.
And thanks, Hari. We have a company which is called Banyan Tree Hospitality, mainly like Hari mentioned, very deep rooted in our culture because the promoters of this company, we've had almost a collective experience of close to 30 years working for different hospitality brands like, Hyatt and Oberoi, Taj Hotels, Park Hotel chain, Intercontinental, and stuff like that. So I'll just take you through a quick presentation that we have. These are different brands we've worked in our entire journey of food and beverage. We've actually run and operated a 400 people capacity lounge and restaurant, which used to be called Orega and Tonic, which was for about 5 years in Mahalakshmi. Then we had another Sweet House Cafe at Ghatkopar, which we opened. We also do deal with tea blends, and we supply on wholesale basis. Plus, we have frozen food business, which is ready to eat business that we have. And the most recent addition to our portfolio is the Matunga Gujarati Club, where we have 5 banquet rooms and a restaurant and home deliveries going out from there as well. So that's also the power of BNI, because that was a connect which we got through BNI, and we were able to capture that tender from there. Some of the vertical that our catering actually is very useful in like corporate events, private parties, weddings. We do packaged meals, we do specialized setups and exhibitions and on yacht catering and different cafeteria setups and stuff like that. Just breeze through some stuff which is not very, as far as the yacht catering is concerned, it's a specialized job, because whoever caters for this kind of a catering needs to know what kind of food is suitable to go on a ship, what will not give people seasickness, what can be done without using fire on a yacht, because fire is not allowed. So that's a specialized catering that we do.
Casey, with regards to yacht now, are the yachts opened up right now for service in because of the pandemic?
Some of the operators have opened, but the problem is the demand is not kicked in yet. So, in spite of them being open, there aren't events happening because there's no clarity from the government as far as doing these events is concerned.
Okay.
Yeah. Social events, we pay a lot of attention. Hari has experienced some of the events that we've done as well. We pay a lot of attention to the decor on the tables, the fine touches that we do. A point that you would note as compared to a lot of catering companies is that, food should not be just cooked and dumped in a buffet chefing dish for people to eat. That's where a lot of work experience comes into play, because we've had a DNA, shaped by the hotels or the organizations that we've worked with. So there's a lot of emphasis on presentation, on quality, on small things, little bites. So even in our own personal business, we follow all that. And that's what you would see in a lot of pictures that we do. Packaged meals. This is one of the yacht catering events that we had done. The whole yacht is decorated. This is one of the events which we did is a complete sit-down meal where a synchronized. Hari would know that this is a very difficult thing to pull off.
One of the most toughest things to pull off. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the most toughest thing to pull off, because this is a this is like a state banquet where even if there are 100 people seated, you have to serve all 100 at one same second. And it's a very synchronized. A lot of work goes into this.
And it
This
gets
picture
even more.
that you
It gets even more tougher when you have Indians coming at different time intervals.
and they decide to get up and move around and mix around. This picture that you see is what we every year for many years we've done for Gulf tourism at their podium at the Bombay Exhibition Center. Here is where we take care of their catering like an airline catering. So almost 300 people at one point of time are served in a pre-plated dish where we do the airline catering. This is a glimpse of our cafe, which used to be there. We've shut it off just before the COVID. Some of the testimonials, we enjoy a lot of good testimonials. You can see the stars over there, all are verified ones. These are customers we've dealt with over time. So most of them have been corporates. Any of these you're looking at a connection, we can try and help you out as well. BNI is also one of my clients now. These are specific asks, but now it's pretty much moved. So see here I have actually, this is the power of BNI. This was something I'd done before the lockdown and asked for this connection. I actually got it and the tender is through as well.
That's the power of BNI. Absolutely.
Yeah. Some of the glimpses of the food that we do, you would notice the attention that we put on the presentation and the small detailing of things. This is one of the cheese and wine event that we've done for Piramal before the lockdown. This used to be the image of the bar and lounge that we operated at one point of time. Again, an outdoor catering. This is like a hot pot setup for clients. These are like condiments on the table that we put. So olives with herb bread and different kind of nuts. This is a wedding setup of an event. This was an outdoor where we had done it in the Hanu. This was a village theme which we had done. In the Gulf tourism, small bitings that we have. So we play a lot with our pictures and stuff. And Freezr Fresh is our new brand under Banyan Tree, which we've launched. So I'll talk a little bit about this now. Whenever you go to a
sorry, Kaushik. So before we come to Freezr Fresh, just wanted to check with you. So when you're doing catering for corporates or for private functions, is it that you are focusing on veg food or do you do also non-veg food? So let people know that because is there some preference like Jain food is separate, Marwadi food is separate, veg food is separate, and there are people who have just hardcore non-veg. So whether it be the Boris or the Muslims or the Punjabis. So you cater to all types of requirements, or is it you just focus yourself on a particular type of requirement?
No, so when we started off our company, it was a partner company at that point of time, and we actually had separate kitchens for vegetarian and non-vegetarian. But that was for a very brief time.
Right.
Because of the demand that we have in the market and also for personal preferences, we are now a 100% vegetarian company.
Okay, so that means you're focusing pure on veg and no non-veg at all now.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And all our food is only vegetarian now. And in terms of cuisines and stuff like that, the entire world cuisines of every country is available in vegetarian.
Right.
And there are so many things to do that we never run out of choices to actually cater for an event.
Indians have invented every country's food in veg now, with the type of weddings that we have done.
In fact, in our experience of so many years, the non-vegetarian food is actually limiting in terms of what you can do with it, because there are only those many specific things you can do.
Right.
But when it comes to vegetarian, the combination, the mixes, the innovations that you can do, we found that there is a lot of variety that can be brought on table, actually.
Right. Cool. Carry on with your Freezr Fresh. Your topic. Yeah.
Be it open, be it a place where refrigeration is not available. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Carry on.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, Hari. I think your window is frozen.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Kaushik, can you hear me?
Kaushik,
I can hear
you. Can you hear us?
Kaushik, I can't hear you.
Kaushik has frozen, I think. Hari.
Yeah. I think, yeah, he's frozen.
He needs to log in.
He needs to log in again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're back.
Okay.
Yeah. You can share the screen again. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was saying, as far as vegetarian cuisine is concerned, there are so many choices that we've never run out of options to do anything. And for a good amount of time, we've been only running catering now. Companies evolved, it's moved on, and there are other things that we do. Okay, so should I speak
Yeah.
about our ready to eat?
Yes, absolutely. Now you can carry on with Freezr
Okay.
Fresh and Freezr. Yeah.
Okay. So typically what happened was, as soon as the lockdown actually kicked in, we catering events completely came to a standstill. There were no one having any functions or anything of that stuff. So we decided we should reach
Absolutely.
out to our clients who can't reach out.
Right.
And that's how we floated into our ready to eat segment of food, where all the food is actually cooked at our end, and we make sure that we immediately using preservation technique where the taste and the nutrition and everything is preserved immediately, and we are able to send it across to our clients who can eat, consume it immediately, or they can actually keep it in their freezers for a long period of time as well. All our food under this brand is without preservatives, no colors, no additives. I had shared this in one of the meetings where if you are, for example, ordering, um, let's say, a pizza from Domino's, um,
Yeah.
at any
Absolutely.
point
Yes.
of time, the fresh pizza of a Domino's will have close to 6 to 7 chemicals added to it. And this is a fact, and this is something which is documented. And unfortunately, Food and Drug Association in US has approved this for the whole world, so it has become like a norm. But we've realized, and we've done a lot of R&D on this front, that food products do not need additives. The most natural form of additives which you can find in nature is salt, sugar, honey, lemon juice. Beyond this, if you want to use anything, you don't really need to use it. The only probable reasons that people use it is because this helps them mask the quality of the other ingredients or helps them cut down the cost majorly. So this is something that people always need to be educated. And
Absolutely.
all our products is through our products we keep communicating this across to people by saying that don't look at the food as only under a brand, but do some extra research, because this is a food that you're going to feed your family on a long term basis. Make choices which are better, and at the same time these are giving you the required taste and the nutrition levels as well. So under
Absolutely.
the ready to eat segment, we have almost 43 products, which we are through online as well as direct. And very soon these select products out of these will be hitting the retail shelves as well.
Wow, that's good to
That's
know.
pretty much what we're doing. Lockdown has actually helped us evolve a lot,
Yeah.
and we are moving into a different direction altogether. The most precious thing which is happening right now is we are launching our next new kitchen at Matunga Gujarati Club on 17th. Bookings are already open for capacity between 25 to 100 people. So
Right.
anyone has any catering requirement or needs help in terms of the banquet spaces, we can always work together and help them out. And our ready to eat segment is moving into the retail side of things as well.
So in
Over to you,
freeze,
Hari.
so in Freezer Fresh, do you have any organic segment separately?
Sorry, your voice is breaking.
Is Do you have an organic segment
Hello.
in Freezer Fresh? Organic stuff? Do you have any organic stuff in Freezer Fresh?
So the thing is,
Yeah.
so when you refer to anything as organic, Hari, India doesn't have any organic food. This is for everyone's information.
Okay.
Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Just going a little.
Yeah. Yeah, Kaushik.
So Hari, in India there is nothing. Yeah. So in India there is no food which can actually be tagged as organic in India, because organic certification internationally is very stringent, very strict. Over here there is not. If someone is claiming that they have organic food, it is not possible.
Right.
To give you an example, if a farm is growing organic vegetable,
Right.
around that farm there has to be a trench of at least about 10-meter deep, and
Right.
in a radius of at least 500 meters, no other crop should grow,
Right.
so that it doesn't cross contaminate. Now there is no place in India which can fulfill these kind of requirements.
Right. So coming to Freezr Fresh
So
also.
whenever someone claims to be,
Sorry, Kaushik. When you're selling, are you selling only in Mumbai or are you going across Maharashtra for Freezr Fresh?
so right now direct B2C sales are happening in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai and Thane.
Okay.
And the B2B, we are dealing with people in Hyderabad, Bangalore, and few inquiries from Delhi as well.
Okay. So you're looking at it's like a franchisee way they're doing it over there. I
No,
thought.
it's not really a franchisee. There is a different mode over here that, our products we wholesale supply them
Right.
for people who want to distribute in their territories outside of Mumbai.
Right.
And as far as Mumbai region or Navi Mumbai region is concerned, we support the franchisee in a way that, you don't need to employ manpower, you don't need to buy expensive equipment and machinery.
Right.
With a very small investment, you can actually open a pizza parlor and a small outlet kitchen,
Right.
where with just the combinations of gravies, you can churn out more than 100 dishes.
Right. So now when you're giving these ready-to-eat food, what is the price range for these type of stuff?
So the pizzas generally, will start from around 375, go upwards to 600, depending on the flavors which are there. As far as the gravies are concerned, they start from about 200, then they go up to about 500, 600, depends on what kind of gravy is there. These
Right.
pizzas that we do are hand tossed New York style, or some of them are, pan crust style as well. So these are not the regular pizzas that you get in the market. There is
Right.
a lot of R&D, there is a lot of technical know-how which goes behind making these pizzas. Just to give you an example, the we use in these pizzas are something that is not of Indian origin. It
Okay.
is something that we import directly from Europe to get the required protein content in this dough, because when the local doughs are used, they don't have very high content of protein. So for
Okay.
that, people need to add a lot of sugar,
Right.
and it becomes a little unhealthy. So what we do with our dough is very little amount of sugar is added. It's got its own natural, sweetness,
Right.
and that's how it adds flavor and elasticity and the lightness. In fact, Atit or someone who's probably listening in, they would vouch for it that, one entire 10 to 11-inch pizza, a
Right.
single person can finish and still not feel bloated about it.
Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's superb. So when you're
Yeah.
serving, when you're sorting about, when you're saying it's ready to eat, so when it comes to you in a pack, you just heat it up in a microwave and eat it?
Yeah, so a couple of other brands available in the market are Iceland, and a few other small brands are there. Those brands are something that you need to actually pull out of the packet and cook them in your oven or on a pan for 30 odd minutes or 20 odd minutes.
Okay.
Our pizzas are already cooked. Now there are two advantages to that. One, the oxidation process is slowed down, so
Right.
the spoilage of the pizza will not happen as
Right.
compared to ones which are not cooked, because they
Right.
are raw.
Right.
And second is it is ready for you to eat in 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay. Wow. So that means what? You just put it into the microwave and you
No,
keep it for 5 minutes?
all you're doing is eating it. You're taking it out of a vacuum pack. You're putting it in a heated oven for 5 minutes to 7 minutes, depending on how crispy you want it, and you get it out, and it's ready to eat.
So that's
And we cook all our pizzas on a cast iron base,
right.
because that also adds a lot of iron into the food as
Okay.
well.
Okay. So that's about pizza. So if you're like if you're having something called as the black dal, for example, ready to eat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's the same process, or is there any other process for heating it up?
No. So what we do is we don't do prepared foods in ready to eat, with a few exceptions. I'll give you an example. Now we do something like a teriyaki sauce,
Right.
or we'll do a Mongolian grill sauce.
Right.
We'll do something like a bechamel. white sauce, or we'll do arrabbiata sauce. So we
Right.
do base sauces. Base sauces means that you can take this and you can make multiple dishes out of it.
Got it.
Now, for example, for non-vegetarians, when you have something like a teriyaki sauce,
Right.
you can simply put in your meat,
Right.
toss it, and 5 minutes your food is ready.
Correct.
For all the vegetarians, they can simply put in your broccoli and zucchini and whatever it
Right.
is. 5 minutes your food is ready.
Right.
This is very convenient for working professionals. It is very convenient for suddenly your guests have come home and you don't know what to cook and serve.
Right.
Or and because all of these come with 3 months plus 6 months shelf life,
Right.
no preservative, they will keep sitting in your freezer without occupying too much space.
So
So
once
that way we have
if
around
you open,
28 different varieties.
so if you open the pack, you're saying that to keep it back into the fridge, you need to put it in the freezer and not in the normal fridge, right?
So once you open the packet, so each packet is 500 grams, which means you can easily feed about 4 to 6 people on a decent stuff. Uh, if you're still left with more gravy, you put it in your normal refrigerator and consume it in 24 hours.
Okay. So once you open it, it's better to finish it off in 24 hours, what you say.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So that means you're opening the vacuum seal by opening it. So you need to consume it before
Yeah.
within 24 hours. So at
Yeah,
least
yeah.
you can actually have a dinner and a lunch with a similar type of food, right?
Or you can always have it today and maybe day after tomorrow, and use different ingredients and create something new.
Okay, fantastic. So now, is this the way forward for even caterers now?
So I'll tell you what the reason we've actually got into this is, lockdown was an excuse, to be honest with you, because I was in R&D phase of ready-to-eat segment for
Right.
almost more than, and we were doing a lot of experimentation, because when you don't use preservatives, you don't use additives, you don't use colors and chemicals,
Right.
preservation of that food, the way it is 99% of original condition,
Right.
you have to make sure that you are getting your recipes right. And
Correct.
for a long term, we were doing that. We successfully got to that level where we don't need to use any extra stuff into that food.
Right.
Now, and coincidentally, at the same time, lockdown kicked in as well.
Right.
During the lockdown, suddenly we got a spike in our demand in our products, because people were sitting at home. They were not knowing, people are used to eating outside.
Right.
So they didn't know as to, after 4, 5 days, 6 days, 10 days, they didn't know what more to cook. So that's when our products started becoming too much into demand.
Right.
And moving forward, even from restaurant and caterers and hotels,
Right.
manpower availability and cost has become such a big issue
Correct.
that people are investing into these kind of products where it actually helps you save costs. And
Absolutely.
there is a consistency, because every day, whenever you will,
Make
cook
yes, the
hot and
taste is
sour
different.
vegetable, it
Yeah.
has to taste the same. Yeah.
Correct.
So it's the way
So
forward to answer your question is definitely the way. This is the way it has to go.
so tell me one thing. So you'll have a mobile app which you download and order stuff, or is it that you just call a number? How does one somebody get a menu over the net on a website? How does it work?
So the ready-to-eat food is available on my website, which is www.freezrfresh.com, which is this particular spelling over here.
Right.
So if you just go to www.freezrfresh.com, you will get all the ready-to-eat stuff over there. You can simply order it online and we get the order. And in 2 to 3 days, you get your entire consignment.
Okay.
We are also creating WhatsApp ordering system where you can order it on WhatsApp through a digital menu,
Right.
and the order will be captured and you will be given payment options over there as well.
Okay. Fantastic. So when you're now, if you're saying that you're moved on to this type of food service, how is the old catering service where you have to actually cook the food, right, in the kitchens when you're doing a wedding or when you're doing a corporate event? Are you going to be using a lot of your ready-to-eat food, or is it expensive compared to the food which you would bake in the normal catering service?
No, it all depends actually, because if it's smaller caterings or caterings where, for example, we have to travel all the way to maybe Pune and do a catering, we would rather use our preservative method of, actually taking fresh food and taking it over there, instead of
Okay.
actually not being able to give them a consistent quality food. As far as locally over here is concerned, we have a good large 2,000 square feet kitchen area.
Right.
Um, or the food is bulk cooked and it is freshly given to you in your catering event.
So cost wise, if you're looking at it like what now the normal caterers are doing, compared to using ready to eat food which you're making, is there a cost difference? Is it going to be higher because it's ready to eat? Is there something like that?
So, so the procurement cost of ready-to-eat food may be marginally higher than what you can get at your home.
Right.
To give you an example, if you have to get if I just have to ask you, Hari,
Right.
if you order from your local one of the restaurants,
Right.
let's say a Manchurian gravy, how much would you spend?
So I think a veg Manchurian dish would be somewhere around 200 to 250.
Correct. So if you're going to spend about 200 to 250 rupees for the restaurant gravy,
Right.
which will probably be enough for two people, the gravy that you take from us is actually about 200 to 50 rupees, which can actually cater for 6 people. So the cost-wise, this can actually work out cheaper for you,
Right.
and yet be more nutritious, more cleaner,
Right.
more better than food that you order from outside. Number one.
Right.
Number two is what I actually pointed out for large bulk users like a caterer, for example.
Right.
When you're procuring these, the procurement cost initially may be marginally higher. But
Right.
if they calculate the manpower saved, the time saved, the equipment not required after using these,
Right.
then the cost is actually half of what you would incur otherwise.
Okay. Fantastic. So good. So guys, any questions from y'all guys?
No questions, but just a testimonial. Kick ass pizzas, dude. That's all I can say.
Yeah, his pizzas are good. Kaushik, I tasted your. My kids love your pizza.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Seema. Thank you, Atit.
Hello.
Hari, I think there is a little network issue where you are.
Yes.
Yeah, Hari.
Yes. Yeah. So guys, a fantastic session, Kaushik. Really a lot of insight into how you have changed your business from, what you've been doing to research, which you've already been working simultaneously with catering, and you got into ready-to-eat food, and which is far, far more healthier than the normal food, which with a lot of preservatives, which people would be eating otherwise. So now you're having something with, a lot of stuff where people are going to be eating. One is healthy food, one is value for money. Third is, I'm sure, very, very tasty because it's consistency on the taste on whatever packet, how much ever packets of a particular dish that I would order from you. So fantastic insights into your business, Kaushik. Wishing you all the very best, and thank you for this lovely time today, this Sunday, for giving it to BNI Premier and to the members and the people who are attending today. Guys, any question from you all? Any question, guys?
Thank you, Hari.
Yeah. Guys, any
Thank you,
questions?
Hari. Thank
Yeah.
you, everyone.
Yes. Thank you. And we'll be signing off then for today because there's no other questions. Thank you, Kaushik, and catch you on the other side next Thursday for our meeting. Cheers.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.